Hi everyone, it's Gayle. I am back with another in my journal cover series, and we are going to work today with 9 by 12 envelopes. Really, I have to say, these are sort of my go-to, my favorite really to work with. First of all, because of the size, it's like immediately the right size, and of the different things that you can do with them. So first of all, I've got here my faux leather, which I have other videos on, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this once again. And we're going to work with some tissue paper as well. But let's talk about the faux leather first. This one is completely ready to go. The only thing I do is I just leave this part, because what I often do, let me grab one of Crafty Cat's digitals that maybe I still have one that's intact. Yeah, so what I often do will just, of course I would cut off the white, but I then can just adhere a page of a digital that I'm using in the journal, or scrapbooking paper that, you know, goes with what I'm doing. So when I make these up, I do leave that blank because I want to adjust it based on whatever journal I'm going to do. So couple things I want to talk about on this. As far as the paper, I have these two rolls. This is paint masking paper. So got them at Home Depot. There's a big old roll. You can see there's a lot on these rolls, and they were like $3.50 or something. So these make great pages in your journals as well, but they're perfect for the faux leather. In fact, this one I have prepared all except for the antiquing, and it's out of this paper. So we will go ahead and do that process, and then it'll be great because we can do the antiquing on this. The other thing I wanted to mention with that, before I had found the paint masking paper, this is just packing paper. This works great too. The other thing I've used is brown paper sacks. My craft store used to have, you know, brown paper sacks similar to this, and I would just use the sacks to make these. So, you know, you can use recycled materials, I guess is my point with that. So, let's go ahead and get one ready to go here kind of for us. And we will do the faux leather, and then I'll show you the what do I want to say? The tissue paper ones. I'm looking for, oh yeah, this is perfect. Looks like that's what I've done on that one before. So I want to make a bunch of these today. So basically this is what we're going to do, is just make a whole bunch. So I use just any old 9 by 12 envelopes. I don't know, got these at Staples, maybe at even Costco. I don't know, just wherever you can get office supplies, you can find these envelopes. Now, because I'm not going to sew this, I don't worry about taking off the clasp. Normally, I will take this metal clasp off if I'm going to sew, though. So, just as an FYI. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I'm actually going to demonstrate this with green because I need a green one. I used my last one. The great thing, too, about these faux leather little covers is that then you can, you know, decorate up the front, and it just works out great. Okay, so the great thing about this too, as you can see, it's the perfect size this way. So, okay, I'm going to put those rolls aside for a moment as we're working on the rest of these. Okay. So let's just get started. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to flip this over and we're going to Mod Podge. I have a brand new thing of Mod Podge. I should have probably opened it before starting the video, but you know, as usual, flying by the seat of my pants here. So, yeah, I thought my other Mod Podge is kind of down to the bottom and I wanted it to be easy to get to. Okay, I might have gotten too big of a brush too. Okay, best laid plans, right? Oh yeah, that's not going to go in there. Hang on while I get a proper brush here. Let's see. I kind of wanted a bigger one if I could because it just goes a little faster. This one's been used with Mod Podge before. Nope, that's too wide too. Okay, well, we're going back to my one I use constantly. Alrighty then, let's get to it. So I am just gonna slap Mod Podge on this side very quickly, no thought whatsoever. I just want to cover the whole thing, and I want to cover it fairly quickly so that it's all still wet when I put the paper down. Covering every little square inch of it. I'm excited to have a bunch of these covers to work with because I do love them. Alrighty then. Now we're just going to take our paper and we're going to kind of try and center it. I'm going to go this side because I've got some marks on that side. Okay, about there-ish. And then I'm going to squish it. I'm going to just kind of try and make some decent sized wrinkles in it. Oops. You know, I do love that paintbrush, but its handle is so long that it becomes a little problematic sometimes. Okay, that is not super duper wrinkly, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Okay, and then I just rub it down really well. Okay, and then set that aside for a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the corners, which, let me make sure I'm in camera with that. I am. Okay. So we're just going to go at an angle and at an angle. And we're going to do that all the way around. Little angle, not huge angle, just a little bit. I'm feeling like I need more Mod Podge on that corner, which is great. We can do that. But let's get the corners first. Sorry, I'm worried about cutting them and not worried about being on camera. It's not helpful. Okay, so those little scraps get thrown away. And this back down. I am going to get a little more under whichever corner that was. This one could use a little bit. Oh, here it is, this corner. Which gives me an opportunity to do a little extra scrunching on that side. Okay. All right. So then we're just going to go around. I am going to put some Mod Podge under this flap just to have that adhere down. And then we're just going to go around and do the sides. Get the sides on there. And I do tend to scrunch them a little bit as well as I make sure it's pulled tight here on the edge like so, but then I kind of scrunch it and, you know, try and make a little bit of a leathery textured look to it. Oftentimes with these, I will put metal corners on the corners. Sometimes I do that. I should mention too, as we're doing these journal covers, that people have said, well, but how do you decorate it? Well, as I use these, you'll see me decorate them too. It's just that I'm making a bunch ahead. So I'm not decorating them now because I'm not sure what journal I'm going to put them in, you know? So that's why I'm not doing the whole process right now. I'm just showing you how to make a lot of different kinds of bases for your journals. Just kind of pull that and make a few wrinkles here and there, and I guess that could use a little more. And I'll show you when we get this done. It just creates nice, neat little corners on these. So, I mean, you don't have to use metal corners by any means, but, you know, for certain projects, it gives it a little extra whatever. Okay. So now, on both sides, I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge on both sides. Since we have this side up, let's just do this side. And as I'm doing it, I try to get the Mod Podge collects at the wrinkles. I try and smooth that out as much as I can, because if it's got too much white there, if it's too gloppy, it's going to dry white, whereas I just want it to be clear. I should say this is matte Mod Podge that I'm using. And you can use, you know, Collage Podge or whatever brand you like. You can use white glue mixed with water if you want to. This is just once again, it's the Gayle way. It's what I use for them. So I'm just going back and getting that white out of some of the crevices. And then I'll pick this up, show you the front, but then we'll let this dry before I Mod Podge the other side of it. So this is the first step in the faux leather, and I will we'll get this drying, and then I'll show you the next step on the one that I already have done there. Just a little prep for this video for sure. I just didn't grab my collage bits and do it. There was a little prep. Okay, so I'm just going back over those crevices, seeing if there's any white that I want to get rid of. Okay, cool. So let's lift that up if we can, and I'll show you. So then here's the other side. We will work on that in a minute, but we're going to lay this out and let that dry. So I'm just going to put that right here. All right. So then let's see. I think I can put my Mod Podge away for a second. And let's do this part, which is so much fun. Okay. I'm going to use baby wipes for this. And, you know, if you don't want your fingers stained, it's probably a good idea to wear gloves, which I'm just looking to see if I have any handy. I thought I had some there, but maybe not. I don't have any handy, so we just won't worry about it. Okay, what I have is, this is Folk Art brand, and it's called Antiquing Medium. There's different colors of it. This one's nutmeg. This one's apple butter brown. And got them at Hobby Lobby. And I can't always find them. I'm just going to say, you could do the same thing with brown shoe polish or probably brown acrylic paint too. So what I'm going to do is squirt a bit out into my little tray. I'm going to get out a baby wipe. The baby wipe is going to more or less be my paintbrush. This one's just about gone, so I might use it for an accent, but this one, I think I have quite a bit left in there. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little on my baby wipe, and I'm just going to rub it around on. And like I say, you could use some shoe polish or, you know, or brown acrylic paint, whatever you have. This stuff is just thin. I think if I used brown acrylic paint, I would water it down a bit just to make it a little thinner and a little more translucent, so you can kind of see through it, you know. So we're just going to go over and see how it ends up kind of collecting in some of the places where there's wrinkles. Now, the green one that we did, I may just use that as it is, or I can antique it. Either way. You know, works either way. And I love using like Mrs. Cog's images, layering up with lace or book page or music or whatever. The other thing that's fun to do is I've done some where I've put music down, and then I've put over the top, I've put a napkin of some sort, you know. So lots of things you can do on the covers, and I guess what I can say to you as far as decorating is just keep watching. We'll be using up these journal covers in various projects coming up. So, but I do love this. I do love this look. It just makes such a nice base, you know, because honestly, this could be anything, this journal, you know. It's just a leather base, faux leather base. And so you could do a travel journal, you could do a nature journal, you could do a cooking journal, you could do a sewing journal, you know. It's how you end up decorating it. The paper that you put on the inside cover, and then if you do any decorating on this cover. So okay, that's pretty good on the front, I think. Now once this dries, the other thing is you can either Mod Podge over the top or not, as you wish. So that's kind of cool too, because it's really two different looks. If you leave it and don't Mod Podge it, it's much more matte kind of feeling than if you Mod Podge it, it gives it a smoother feel. So going in circles really is the best way to kind of get in all the creases and cracks of the paper, so that you can see my little clasp is right in there. I usually make that the back of the book. I don't know why, just cause. Okay. Perfect. All right. So then what I'll do is flip it over, and I think what I'm going to do is see if any of this will come out. This was the nutmeg. And yeah, there's a blop of it. And I'm just going to kind of maybe just dot it around in certain areas to just give another level of color that kind of gives just a little more, what would you say, a little more depth to it, just because it's one more color. I'm not going to bother to do that on the inside cover because, you know, it's going to be what it is with whatever else we put, whatever other paper we put, and it's just the edges. So, ooh, I don't know, that might have been it. Yep. The nutmeg has about bit the dust, but we can get a little more out. Enough to finish this cover. Maybe a little up in that area. Okay. Well, so sorry. So sad, so sorry that that's gone, but that's okay. Okay, so we're just going to let this dry. It won't take it long. Get a few dollops of that nutmeg. Yeah. Okay, so excuse me for a second while I find a spot to let this dry. We'll go up here. We're just going to have all things drying everywhere here. It's all good. Alrighty. So essentially that is the antiquing process. So we'll keep this just in case. Now this one, I think this one has Mod Podge over the top of it. But yeah, so this one is starting to get dry. Not quite dry enough. I was going to put some Mod Podge over the top, but I think I'll wait. Okay, excuse me for a moment while I just wipe some of that off of my fingers. It's going to look like I've been gardening. Gonna have dirty fingernails. It's just how it is. I don't care. Not trying to impress anyone. As my friend says, I'm not trying to get a mate. Already got one, and he's used to me having paint under my fingernails. Alrighty then. Okay. So I might just, yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so then let's get on to, that's really the faux leather process. And what I was going to show you is then once I get the paper on this side, then I'm just going to fold it in half, right? And I'll take my bone folder and crease that really well. And then this will become a one signature journal. So there is that. Okay. I have some tissue paper I want to play with. I have about 4 different tissue papers here. Look at this. It's like burlap. I think that would be really fun. So I've already cut them about the size that I want. I leave, a couple inches on each side just so that I have room to scrunch it up, you know? So, yeah. So that there is a little hint there. Okay, I'm wondering if we can get all 4 of these done in the hour. Wouldn't that be awesome? So I'm trying hard to get this video done today because our car, not the one that was in the accident, that one's okay, but the other one has decided to, I don't know, my husband was going to the grocery store and all the lights came on. So he called me and said, meet me at the shop. So son of a gun, something's wrong with our car. So with this one, I think because I'm working with tissue paper and it's a little thinner and a little more finicky, I think I might just do this in sections, which is just another way to do it. as far as, you know, laying down the tissue. Okay. So I think I've got that pretty well up to the edges and stuff. So let's, how do I have this way? Okay, so I'm just gonna try and make sure that I have, oh, got a little hole, but that's okay because we're gonna definitely Mod Podge over the top of this because it is tissue paper. It's just a little more fragile, you know. So I want to make sure that we have it protected so that it's a tough cover, you know. So then let's just do another little bit and another little bit. We'll just do it in thirds, kind of, I think. So yeah, so it's a fairly quick little process to do the journal or the papers this way, I feel like. And it just gives it some nice texture, I feel like, to have the wrinkles in it. And, you know, if you've got the Mod Podge mess out anyway, I figure why not do several? Because I usually always, if I'm doing especially the faux leather, but I'll often do quite a few of these at the same time because, you know, I just store them flat and straight up and down. And so it's super easy to store them and just have them at the ready when you need a journal cover. Okay, so all right, so we're just gonna once again cut the corners. I'd cut that one a little short, but it's going to be fine. It's still enough to cover with the paper. I think this is going to be cool, this burlap. Just had a couple that I wanted to try. New tissue papers that I'd gotten. The one tissue paper, I actually got it on a gift and saved it, and it's like, okay. Oh, another way that you can do the wrinkles, and I will do that on the next one. Let me show you another way on the next one. We'll get this Mod Podge down, and then I'll show you the other way to do. So then I'm just gonna kind of fold that over. It's really kind of making wrinkles on its own, so that's kind of nice. But you can see, I mean, we're just whipping these out. This is great, right? And easy, really. I mean, right? Anybody can do this. It's not at all complicated. Okay. And then I'll just let this layer dry and do another one. And then I can come back and do a coat over the top of this one. And bada bing, bada boom, we have covers galore, which is what I wanted because I feel like I have papers galore that I want to make journals out of. So, yes, there is that. Okay. That's funky. Let's put a little under that. And that one. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so there is that one, and that is going to be a cool cover, I think. I like how the color of the envelope, it kind of comes through, and that's just fine, isn't it? Okay, so this one is dry. Let's put it up here. Let's stand this one up. Just standing it on end so it can kind of dry on all ends. Okay, let me show you another way to get the wrinkles. So, okay, I'm just going to do this. You could also leave this pocket if you wanted in one of the journal covers. I just don't. I don't know why. Okay, so this one too, I really am excited about doing this. So another way to get the wrinkles is just to crunch up your tissue or your masking paper or whatever. And then it's kind of got instant wrinkles in it, and then you can scrunch it as much as you need to, but it's already got texture to it. That's another way to do that. So let's get some Mod Podge on this one. I'm just curious to see how many we can get done in 1 hour. Yeah. I wanted to, while we're doing this, I wanted to say thanks, you guys. I don't know if you've been recommending my channel to people or something, but I've had a real influx of subbies. So welcome to all the new subbies. But then also thank you for, if that's what's been happening, I don't know. I don't know what's been happening, but I'm glad to have some new folks here and everything. Okay, so about like that. I'm scrunching a little bit. But yeah, that squishing it really does give a good texture too. So I might do that on the next couple too. Why not? I kind of like the burlap the way we did it because since it's sort of geometric with the up and down lines, it makes it, I don't know, it made it stay a little more obviously geometric than this would have. But this is going to be cool. It's going to be a fun cover. I love this tissue paper. Love, love, love it. I'd never been able to find it. One of my subbies sent it to me, so I think I said I loved it, and she must have had some, and so she shared, which was awesome. So anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping that, so hoping when we hear from the car place that it's not like, well, your car just has given up the ghost or something. It's our older car, so it's, what is it? It is old. It's a 2003, so it's like 16 years old, so it could have issues. You know what? I am going to cut this a little bit because I can use this tissue in collage, and I do love it so much. I don't want to, no need to oh, I gotta cut. Don't start putting it down, Gayle. I love it. And I don't know, one of my recent videos, you guys caught me on something. It was so funny because I get all the messages, you know, you forgot to do this or that. It's like, oh shoot. Well, you know, I get talking, and you know, whatever happens happens. So apparently it wasn't too big a deal because it didn't affect whatever I was doing. So but yeah, I know. Yes, if you want perfection, you need to move along to another station because you're not going to get it here. It's just not going to happen. Oh, but too much fun. So, you guys, I have been I've been doing the bin sort of coffee dyeing. Well, here's what I found out. It takes forever and a day to dry, but I've had it out in the sun, and it's like every 2-3 hours I go out and I get 2 pieces that are dry. And then I go back out in a couple more hours and I have a couple more that are dry. So it's a definite drying process, and in general, I'm not very patient, and so there is that. But it's cool. I had a vinyl tablecloth, and that's what I'm using to make the imprints on the paper. So as soon as I get the stack done, I'll show you guys in a craft with me. I have to revisit my journal cover list after we get these ones done. I know there's one that I want to do that's a canvas cover. But I made a list of different kinds of covers to make for you guys. So for you guys, for myself kind of too, because it's like, this is just going to be so awesome to have all these covers. Have lots of journals coming your way to make, huh? But I have some design team projects I want to do, so I'll need covers for those, and you know, it's just going to be great to have them all. I think what I might do on this one is I might go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge over this part. Oh, little bug. Go away, bug. At least I'm not like, oh, I'm way behind on all of my video watching, just in general. I think it's summer. But, so I've been watching some of Rachel's on Roxy Creations, her 100-day thing. You know, I'm like on day, I don't know, 78 or something. But she just killed a big old spider in her craft room. Oh, poor thing. I feel for her. I don't like spiders either. But I have to say, and I know a lot of people don't believe in this, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. So we had some people come in and spray for spiders. I have not found one this whole summer in our house. I mean, I am great with them living outside. I do not want them to come in my living space. No, thank you to that. Rodents and arachnids, you are not welcome. Either one of you. Oh, so... Okay, so then all we have to do is Mod Podge over the top of this one. But, oh, that's going to be such a pretty cover, isn't it? Okay, so where am I going to put this one? Maybe we'll just set you right here. Okay, I'm going to set you right there. Okay, onward and upward. How much time do we have? 20 minutes. I wonder if I can get 2 done in 20 minutes. Should we see? Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, so, because I have 2 more tissues that I wanted to try. So, let's be efficient. Let's put that on right now. Stick that down. And hurrying's not a problem with these because they're messy anyway, right? Okay, so I'm dying to do this one. Let's do this one. So this is some fun paper. I got somewhere on Etsy. Doggone it. Don't remember where, but just search tissue paper. You'll probably find it. Okay, so, and I was thinking about maybe antiquing that one a little bit. We'll see. We'll see where we get to. I mean, not maybe on the video, but before I put it away in the covers at the ready section of my craft room that I've had to make because I usually don't have covers at the ready. But Oh, I wanted to show you too how the Reader's Digest mixed media one came out. Forgot I was going to show you that. Because last we were together, it was like, oh no, Gayle has ruined the the Reader's Digest cover. No, I have not. It is so fun. It is so fun. So I had done Distress ink over it, and then I decided it needed a gesso protective layer of clear gesso, and of course that made the Distress ink smear. But I went back over, stenciled a little more, and it just gave it some more layers, and I absolutely love the cover. So, well, I'll show that to you once we get this down. Yep, I'm definitely gonna give this a little bit of antiquing because the manila envelope's showing a little bit too much for my liking. So we'll just grunge it up with a little antiquing medium. Another thing that would work is, you know, those, what are they called? Golden paints, but they're like high flow or something like that, I think. And they're real runny. That could work too for... Oops. That's a big old wrinkle right there. That's okay. Okay. Come up. I'm starting to get real sticky on my... Oh, that's not good. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh, let me show you that cover before I forget, because I will. So... it was sitting up here drying, but I am kind of crazy about it. It's just grungy and kind of awesome. Isn't that fun? And so I'll either put papers that match the whatever I'm going to put in here, or else I'll put the end papers that came with it. But yeah, I really like how this turned out, and it has a really nice feel. Can you hear that? Yeah. So anyway, that's that one. That is that one. So that one's done too. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some of those Reader's Digest ones made, because that was my naked journal idea, you know. But gosh, I've had a lot of projects going on. I had some stuff, physical items on my Etsy, so I've been doing some orders there. Just been randomly posting them, and I think it's been working great for me. I hope it has been for you. I know that there have been some new people get things from my Etsy that haven't before, and so I'm feeling like that. And I think I have, what do I have left? I think I have 3 more cinch journals that'll be randomly put on, and again, different people getting the journals, so it's been good. Just to have others have a chance has been good. So, but my big fancy journals I'll always let you know when those are going to be listed, because that's just kind of a different deal. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. Going to be great. I love that. Okay. And then I just have one more that I wanted to try to get done. And then I'll spend the afternoon putting the second coat of of Mod Podge on them, I guess. In between going to get the car. Sheesh. It was funny, my husband called me because he was going to the grocery store, and he called and he said, don't make your video, because I put my phone on airplane mode for my video, because if the phone rings, it makes the video stop. So he said, don't make your video. The lights are coming on in the van and I need to be able to tell you. And then sure enough, he called me and said, I'm heading straight to the shop. Pick me up at the shop. So we transferred our groceries out of the one that was broken into the one that's not anymore. Our new one got all fixed after our fender bender in Home Depot parking lot. Oh. That was something. It's like, oh my gosh. And of course it dented the hatchback. And so the whole darn thing had to be replaced. I was like, seriously? Oh my Lord. But well, I guess it happens once in a while. I'm just doing this side while I have it up. Because, you know, then that's one less thing. Right? Just one less thing. So my son's here. I told you that yesterday that he was coming. And so he did. And so we had a nice night last night. We sat outside and visited. And then it was like, you think we should watch a horror movie? Okay. We did. It was Get Out was the name of it. For those of you who like horror movies. It was more like, I would call it more like a psychological thriller myself. It wasn't really a horror movie other than, and it kind of was a social commentary too, because it addressed racism as well. So it was rather thought-provoking. And you know, it had its spooky moments too, but yeah, it was good. Okay, so that one is going to need to dry. Is this one dry? This one's dry. This one is dry. So we'll set it up and put this one where that one was. That's going to be cool, right? But I'm going to antique it, so I'm going to make it a little browner than it is, but I need to get the Mod Podge on the other side before I do that. So, okay. One more, by golly. We're going to get her done. It's going to be fun. And then I have Etsy orders I need to do. So, you know, the days just are busy, aren't they? So it's this one with the lace. And this one was covering a gift too. And so, yeah, let's just crunch this one up too. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be nice. Yeah, it's going to be fun, huh? And got a little hole right there. So we'll maybe make that on the back. That's all right. Little holes can be taken care of. I'm not worried about that. Oh, this is awesome to get all these done. I'm so excited. I can just get innards done and just, whoops. Oh, look, I got that hole kind of off the side, so that's good. Ooh, this is a nice thick one. This feels good. Feels good. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you can see that it's a super easy way to make a journal cover base to be decorated as you see fit along the way. So I love these envelope covers for another reason, and that is, you know, I tend to be rather generous with my inside embellishments, and they just, once they kind of get fat, what they kind of become almost round, and I love that feel in a journal where it's just chunky and round and robust. It's just really fun. Oh, there's another tear right there. All right. Okay. That's going to be interesting because that's where the tear is right there, but let's see how that how that happens. Okay. So I think my husband and I are going to go to a matinee of the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that has Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt in it. And apparently it's kind of based on the Manson murders and that whole period of time. And I don't know, I just want to see what it's like. And having lived through that during that time, you know, I think it will just be kind of interesting. I don't know if it's okay. There's that little hole. Let's show you how to fix a hole since we have a hole. Have a little bit of this here, and so I'm just gonna grab this, kind of wad it up a little, give it some of the same texture. Just gonna put Mod Podge there, and we are just going to lay that down and Mod Podge it, and voila, no more hole. Easy peasy. Yeah, so we've been talking about maybe doing a matinee on that or something because, first of all, I mean, Brad Pitt's fine enough and all, but I really like Leonardo. He's such a good actor. So we'll see when we do that. I don't know. My husband said, you need to get ahead on your videos. so we can go to the movies. I'm like, okay. Ooh, that was a tear there too, but that's going to be okay. We're just gluing it down. The beauty of Mod Podge, right? So, so yeah, we might go to that one. What else did I want to see? I want to see Aladdin by the Disney movie with Will Smith as the genie. Yeah, we got that corner pretty well, even though it was torn. So that's good. Yeah, and I feel like was there another Disney one? We saw The Lion King. We got to see that on the cruise ship. I don't know what one I'm thinking of. Maybe it was Aladdin. Anyway, a couple movies I'd like to... Oh, I know what the other one I wanted to see was Spider-Man. Love me some Marvel movies. So, kind of wanted to see that one too. So, anyway, could have a few movies to go to. But, got to get ahead on my videos. So, really fun. I heard from my friend Jen Bishop. I heard from her mom. They are glamping right now. They are camping and crafting and just having a good time. But they're out at a lake that's outside of our town, actually. And last night there was a bunch of lightning, and so she texted me. She was worried that I was in the path of the lightning, which I did see it before I went to sleep last night, but I don't think it was too bad. No fires started, so that's the main thing. But I thought it was so cool that mom and daughter, they just take the camper out and then they just craft and craft and craft. Nobody to bother them. They're just out in the woods. I love it. That's such a great idea. Oh my goodness, this one. Oh, sorry, hit the camera, or hit the arm of the camera. Okay, we are gonna say this one's done too. As far as, so it is 55 minutes and we have done 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5, 6, and then that one was kind of done. So we've done 6 covers today. How fun is that? Okay, so I'll turn this one over. Isn't that one going to be fun? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So this one is ready to be, I can stand this one up. No, I don't know, I'm running out of space to lay them. Okay, maybe we'll lay this one up here. Let's see how that does. Yeah, so we have, granted, the one, I actually had 2. The one was all done, and then the other one we just had to antique. So 2, 4, 6, 7, so really 5 if you want to say from start to finish, or start whatever. Anyway, all that to say, you can get a lot of journals covers ready ahead of time in not that long of a time frame, really. So yeah, I'm gonna get this one on this side, and then I have the other sides to do on all the tissue paper ones. But how awesome is that? And then I'll just stack them up, you know, standing up, and they'll just be at the ready when. And it's funny how, if you have some ready ahead of time, how it's like, yep, I'm doing this project. This is perfect. This one's perfect. You know, it kind of reveals itself. So yeah, again, getting the white out of the creases as much as I can. Just spreading it a little thinner. So I'm just going to finish doing this one, and we're going to call this a video. Thanks so much, you guys, for all of your input on this journal series. It seems like it's been helpful to, especially to newbies, and maybe a few hints here and there for oldies. Oldies but goodies, shall we say? Oh, so, and it was funny how many people were about to work on a Reader's Digest journal when I did that journal cover series. But yeah, we'll revisit those as I make journals out of them for sure. And, you know, maybe on some of those, what I'll do is try and attach at the end the video where I make the cover, and then we'll show making a journal out of it. I've had a lot of questions on the hidden spine, and I do have a video on that. If you search on YouTube, search Gayle Augustinelli hidden spine, it comes right up. So, not that I won't do another, because maybe I just need to do a new one so more people see it, but I did want to tell you that too, that I do have one. It's just been a while. It's been a while. As they say, it's been a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to get that little white out of there, out of there. Okay, and then leave that one to dry. Bada bing, bada boom, guys. We have done it. We have made a whole bunch of envelope journals. I am delighted to have them done. So I hope this was helpful to you, and we will just see you in the next video. Once I get these all done, I will go ahead and stack them up, and I'll show you these before we do the next in the journal series. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.